Yes, Rabi and Bobby did shape up, but it didn't go any further. Yes, Rabi and Bobby never crossed paths again after this either. So they never got to square up and have a one-on-one or like sort their issue out. That they never really bumped paths after this. I went on and spent another 16 years with Rabi Kalachi, 2 out, grappled, trained, ate, and done all sorts of other things with Rabi after this war. So we were enemies for 2 minutes and mates for 18 years. Like, that's the way jail was built. Like, there was never any malice in the story. There was never any disrespect in the story. And there's not even any disrespect or malice in talking about and clarifying what people have been asking me right now. There's nothing but respect for them. And there's nothing but respect for the Lebanese community. But I need to clarify on what people have been asking me to clarify. And that was the most common question I received was, do you believe Rabi got dog shot? Then the second question was, Rabi run the jails. Rabi run his people, but to run the jail, no. There was not one inmate of any race that run the jail. You're trying to tell me right now, as an inmate of New South Wales Correctional Centres and anyone else that's done jail in the whole state of New South Wales, that you would listen to another race or another member of a race and let him dictate and tell you what to do? That's just crazy. That's crazy. Every race has a leader. Every race has hitters. And every race has a leader. Every race has in-house politics that you keep in-house, and that's Asians, Lebanese, Islanders, Aussies. You know, like, they have their own trumps, and they live by their own in-house politics. There's not one human out there that controls all 5 races. There's just not. It doesn't happen. There's not one human in a New South Wales prison system that runs a jail, like, commands the yard, and every race will listen to him and jump for him. It just doesn't exist. So yes, Rabi run his people. No, he didn't run the prison systems. Same as our people. We've had hitters that run our people but did not run the prison system. Same as the Islanders, they've got people that run their people that don't run the prison system. There's not one person alive that can put claim to saying, I run the prisons. It just doesn't happen. And it will never happen. Let's be real. There's been some very hard men that I've done jail with. I've walked the yards with some very, very hard men of different races, but they've never, ever run a prison system. The only thing that's ever run a prison system right now, and if that was a human or a culture, would be the trump of everybody. It's called chicken oops, say lad. If chicken soup was a culture, that would run the prison system one out alone and dictate everybody's move. Facts. But for a human to say that they have actually run a prison system will never occur. Ever. And that's the clarifying situation. Wait, Lois, no way. That's the clarifying situation on the Lithgow and Lebanese war of Lithgow prison. I've answered it the best way I can. I don't want to keep talking about it anymore. Like, I've spoke about it a million times off camera, on camera, with 1,000 people that have come past. The people have inboxed me. It's on YouTube. People comment. Like, there's 1,000 things that get spoke about. All these people have thoughts and opinions because they weren't there. And I get that people will back their people up. I get that. And they'll write comments that are stupid. But have a look at the context of the matter and ask yourself if that was a dog shot. Just, like, seriously, if you're going to be unbiased about the whole thing, like I am right now in telling the story, I have no favoritism to my people or any bias against anybody. Not against Rabi, not against the Lebanese, not against anything. I'm looking at the situation from what the situation is. And if I took myself out of that situation and I've seen that videotape, would I say that he was dog shot? No, I wouldn't. I would not. It come from the side, or like Bobby pushed Robbie seen Bobby King hit. That in itself is Bobby thinking, you're getting too close, I'm going to stop it. That's how Bobby can see it. People can see it as, like he dog shot him from the side. Bobby can say, mate, he was walking over to a fight. I didn't want him to get too close, so I punched. See how there's two different assumptions of two different versions, three different versions, four different versions of how somebody could think about what they're actually visually looking at without actually being in the center of this conflict. You can come up with 1,000 scenarios in your mind thinking he didn't see it coming. Well, he did, because there was a fight taking place. And then Bobby could think, well, he was getting too close and I didn't want him to king hit him, so I got him first. You just got to understand, before you make a comment, before you write something down that's silly, have a look at the context of what you're actually about to speak on, and then make an educated decision if you understand what you're saying is actually correct. So that's the chat. I hope it clears it up for most people. I don't want to go too much into detail about the whole story again, because I've spoken on it 1,000 times. It's time to kind of put it to bed, and it is what it is, you know. We're 128 at the fan club. No way. Wait, thank you, Anthony. Yeah, 100%. It's green versus blue. Oi, Philos 210, how are we? Dazza sent me a heart. Wait, we're 21, chat. Listen, can we do... Oi, Smarty RD, Philos 210, kept it. Yeah, 100%. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'll do another story, 100%. Lad, I'm gonna do one more story, but we're going to do one battle. Yeah, I am, Anthony. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you used too. Yeah, 100% it was. You sure? But was it a good one? Oh, hey, big Dorso, Eshay, how are we? Yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah, that's my first cousin. Yeah, no way, yeah. Stories. Yeah, we're doing another story now. I'll do a story on, listen, I'll do a story on how me and Kevin Henry first got kicked out of the VOTP. I'm going to put it in there tonight because it just all got finalised now. So the ABN's up, the business is registered, the website and the domain's ready. So as soon as I get off here, I'm going to put it straight up and you can go straight there. And then soon pre-orders will be taking. And there's assorted colours, like there's extras, there's mediums, there's smalls. And then we're going to go from there. Pre-orders, you don't want to miss out, 100%. You don't want to not be one of the first 100 and 200 people to have the best streetwear that will be out on the market. I was there. Listen, I might tell you that story about listen, Anthony, I'm gonna talk about that right now. Actually, when Magoo got knocked at Goulburn, I was there. Right? Listen, that happened at Goulburn. Yeah, I'll have some in January, 100%. I'll have some in January. Yeah. Darren and that. You know Darren and his sister, Anthony. No way. You know Darren and his sister, eh? That's, yeah. Yeah, Ben and Terry, yeah. No way. Well, listen, I'll tell you, you want to hear something freaky about that? Yeah, well, listen, I'll tell you something freaky about that. But evening, Matty, how are we? Jace, listen, I'm going to tell you a story about Terry Henry now. It was a murder that took place down Goulburn Correctional Centre, Asians and Islanders. But what happened after, when they done the autopsy, they stole body parts. Buried him, and then his family found out once he was buried that they stole body parts off him whilst doing the autopsy. But he got knocked in jail because of what he did outside, not because 100% they took his brain. Yeah, 100%. That's why I didn't want to say it right now because I was trying to build up the tension, Tony. I was trying to build up tension to the story, Tony. I know they did. You've just killed the story, Tony. Oh, well, no, all good. All good. I'll still tell the story, but at least you know, I know. Do you know what I mean? I'll still tell the story, but at least you know that I'm talking. No, don't be sorry. It's validation for me too, bro. At least you know that what I'm about to say is factual, 100. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I should have said no, hey. Now I'm going to tell the story 100%, but I'll pick him up and app him snake, lad. He won't, he just unraised, lad. I'm sick of chasing him. You know what I mean? Doomsy 1010, S-Shay, yeah. But thanks for telling me, bro. But go back in and tell his Ache, don't send messages telling me you're going to take my messages to the police. Yeah, I'll crush him, bro. Yeah, he's an Ogday, yeah. I'll crush him, bro, and he knows it. He knows it. I've chased him like 9 times now. 100%. I'll wreck him, bro. I'll wreck him. He knows it. He knows it. But anyways, fuck him anyways. I don't even want to talk about him. He bashed the Earl Gay. He bashed his girl and put her in hospital and she asked for my help. So I went and kicked the door in and chased him out the balcony and he ran and rung the police and said, "Why did you send him to kill me? Of anybody, why him?" Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Let's go. Double tap. Nah, yeah, he went to the boneyard, but he come to jail. Yeah, 100%. He come to jail. I was in jail and he knew I was in the jail and he went to the boneyard. One of the other 210 boys broke his jaw and he bailed. But, yeah, 100% all day, lad. I'll tell you later, Usi Pay. Oi, thank you very much, T. I love you, bro. You're a legend for coming in here. Yeah, why him, yeah. Another track star. Yeah, lad. Another track star, lad. I do know Montana. I do, yeah. Yeah, I was good mates in Montana. But listen, so Terry Magoo Henry. Now this bloke got murdered. No way, 12 gauge, what's happening? This bloke got murdered. Yeah, 100%. It's crazy. This bloke got murdered from actions outside, and this bloke knew that it was coming. 100%, Aaron, 100%. This bloke knew that it was coming. He got locked in his cell, then he got befriended to come out of his cell, and then got murdered at Goulburn Jail. And then after the murder, by inmates, by Asians and an Islander. And then after the murder, the autopsy stole his brain and other parts of his body, and his family found out and got a massive payout. But the murder occurred not because he was a gangster. This is the thing. The murder, yeah, he's dangerous. Oi, thank you for the follow. Left him in the seat, yeah. Who's that, Dorsa? Black, yeah. They took it. Yeah, they got redress. Yeah. Terry Henry, yeah, 100%, Aaron, yeah, 100%, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can't answer that, eh? I can't answer for Bill yet. Now listen, so what happened was outside, Magoo was stamping Asians for heroin, straight stamping them, going up, picking them up, taking shit out of their mouth, taking stuff out of their pockets, just full stamping them, right? And at his size and their size, he was intimidating. He was massive, right? So this was outside. He was never a gangster. He was never ever a gangster. This is the thing for the youth of today, and like people that think they're about it. Oi, Mr. Double Tap, what's happening, lad? Now, what happened was he used to run an area, Liverpool or Campbelltown maybe, somewhere around there, I'm unsure. But he used to run around that area and take Ugg off the Asians' gear, right? So over years of him doing this, the Asians were like sick of seeing him and just hated his guts, right? Claymore, that's right, yeah, Claymore, right? So when he come to jail, the Asians in C-Pod at Goulburn had his name, and there was people there from his area, right? And what happened to be some of his victims, right? They got segregated after the Lara Gomez one. See, I think Magoo got murdered 95 or 96, and then Lara Gomez got murdered 97, and then they segroed 98 Goulburn. So someone Google it now if you can. Someone go and Google Terry Henry murder Goulburn jail. See if it comes up. And I think it was 95 or 96. But anyways, Terry Henry murder Goulburn. Double tap, repost, share. In between, let's try to achieve the live goal. Let's drop some if gays. Let's get Robin 210 to A League 3 tonight. Let's do it. Let's go, chat. I'm going to get on here every day in the morning of an afternoon. Yeah. I'm a singer, not a fighter. I'm talking about Terry Henry, bro. Terry Henry. Yeah, Park Lee, young offenders, that's right. But just go and Google it and see if it comes up. Just Google it. It'll be good to see if it comes up. Oi, Danos 585. What's doing? King Joe, thank you. Smiley Knucker 187. Eshay, lad. So what happens is, Adam, lad, no way with the roses. Nothing on Google? No way. Yeah, that's crazy. So I'll tell you, South Tari. I'll tell you. Yeah, it might be too old. Yeah. All right, sweet. It might be too old. So anyway, Brain, what's happening? TikTok, boom. Thank you. Adam, lad, thank you. So what happened was he was stamping all the... Yeah, of course, they stole his brain. Yeah, 100%. So what happened is he was stamping the Asians for gear, right? So he comes to jail. What are you doing, my bro? Not much. He comes to jail. Well, when he comes to jail, he knows that he's going to get knocked. So he asks to stay in the cell, all right? Now, what happened was they sent a couple of boys up there of his own kind saying, listen, lad, oi, come out, it's Eatsway, they just want to talk to you. Nothing's going to happen. You might have to have a one-on-one, but nothing's going to happen, lad. And he's like, bro, they're going to kill me. I know it. They're going to fucking kill me, lad. He said, no, you Eatsway, lad. Just come out. You might have to have a one-on-one, bro, but, you Eatsway. So they befriended him to come out, right? So what happens is once he comes out, he goes around and they end up murdering him, right? Hey, Shay with a 210 hat. They end up unaliving him, right? Now, that's nothing, and that's nothing unusual in prison, right? To have dramas and someone to be unalived. It is today because there's cameras everywhere. Back then, the cameras weren't much. There was blind spots at Goulburn, around the oval, in the wing, out in the yard. There was always... Oh, Maury Marsden, yeah, I remember. Laurie Shepherd, Boris Chard, Andrew Cole. Yeah, Maury Marsden, yeah. By Boris Chard and that, yeah. Boris Chard got Maury Marsden. So anyways, he gets murdered, right? And he got unalived at Goulburn. That isn't the story. The story is when they do the autopsy, they keep half his brain. The autopsy kept half his brain, and then they sewed it up, put cotton and wool and everything in there to make it out like, it was proper. Sup, Robert? Hey, Timbo, what's going on? How are we? And then buried him. Oh, yeah, his sister? Sue, that's right, yeah. Yeah, so her, Darren's son, because her and Darren are together. Sue and Darren are together, yeah. And they were living at Claymore, but now they live at Aids, apparently. Yeah, I'm dead set. They kept his brain. Yeah, they kept his brain, and for yeah, so do I. Oh yeah, I know Darren and Sue very well, like very very well. Yeah, and they kept half his brain, well, a bit under half, to do tests and like examinations and like all sorts of weird stuff without the permission. Yeah, they studied it. Yeah, without the permission of Sue or Dave or anybody else of the family. They didn't know that they had kept half of his brain. So like the morgue had actually stolen a body part. Like the mortician. Oh, you got, yeah, Grant. Yeah, Grant. Bruh, he's nice. If you know Grant, you know Grant, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He died. He died because Dorso. I didn't want to say nothing because I don't know what your standing is with him. Yeah, so they lured him out. Yeah, bro, yeah. Darren was a big mover, bro. Darren had Harleys, boats. He had Oki. He had Oki back in the day. He was a big player, but then he got on the Sneergate and it went downhill. Yeah, he was a big mover. He got on the E-gate and then he went downhill real quick and lost everything. Moved from Eds up to Claymore, lived with Sue, jumped on the E-gate, done it rock, went to ALJ, all that stuff. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Terry Magoo, still solid, 100%. Yeah, still solid. Terry Magoo got befriended out of his cell and went to Goulburn prison. And then, oi, anyways, how are we, my sister? What's doing? How are we? About time you come through. I've been waiting for you. All night I've been waiting for my cousin's Earl Gay to come through and drop a big if gay because I've been battling trying to get the A3 and she comes through now. Anyways, everyone say hello to Anyways. Drop 100 in the chat for Anyways, even though she's late. I'd never be late to one of your parties anyways. You know that. I would be early. Like, come on, sis. I can't deal. She's over. Nah, she's the best. But anyway, so Terry gets murdered, right? He gets lured out. He gets lured out of his cell by one of his own people, and then the Asians and the Islanders murder him. I'm not sure if it was at Goulburn or if it was at the shower block in Goulburn, but either way, he gets murdered. After the murder, they take his body to the morgue, and the mortician steals half his brain. Now, in the process of them stealing half the brain, Terry, Sue, Darren, and somebody else in the family, they get him brought back up for some reason, and then they find out that half his brain was missing, and they take him to court and get a massive payout. Yeah, he got murdered, and then the mortician stole his brain, bro. Like, stole his brain. Like, unlawfully took a part of his brain, held it, bisected it, done a biopsy on it, and studied it. Nah, no way. Yeah, I don't know, bro. On the black market? I don't know. Oh, I'm not sure, bro. I didn't ask him how much they got. But, they got big money, bro. Jace, I never asked them, but they got big money. They got massive money to study a criminal brain. Yeah. That's crazy, That's mad, bro. Yeah. 300K they got. They got 300K. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, but yeah, apparently they got 300K, which is crazy. But is that still worth? But I don't know if that was for the murder or if that was for the stealing of his brain, for half a brain. Yeah, but I don't know if that was the murder or the brain, because Terry put in a NA. Terry put in a I'll try to find it. Oi, Tafua. I'll try to find it for you, Toko. And yeah, that's for the murder. Yeah. I'll try to find it for you and then I'll send it to you. But yeah, I don't know if that was for the duty of care in prison or if that was for the mortician taking what didn't belong to him and not giving it back to the family, because he had a full autopsy, even though they knew he was stabbed and that was the cause of death. The autopsy was still carried out for some unknown reason, and yeah, I know, it's crazy. And then they took half his brain and put it into testing why a criminal thinks the way a criminal does, and what part of the brain does he use to think along the lines of committing crime. Now, I don't know how that would work after he's passed on. Like, you think they would need to be plugged up and have some sort of electrodes going to your brain and showing photos. Listen, I'll tell you a story. Listen to this. You want to hear something, right? So listen, in New South Wales, right, when you get pinched, and this is in America, right? So what happens is when you get pinched in New South Wales, you do an interview and whatnot, right? And they'll show you photographs of a murder, mate, right? And this is what happens. They'll show you photographs of the murder, and like you'll just say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. In America, what they do is they sit you in a room, they put electrodes on your brain, right? Okay? And they'll make you watch a TV screen. And what happens is, on this TV screen, there's a button that you press, right? And photos will come up. Now, they read the shock waves of your brain and the electricity that's going through your brain to help you register, think, and so forth, right? And it sends off like electrodes, right? So they read if something you've seen has like surprised you, alerted you, or like lets out electric waves for your brain, right? So they will show you a photo of your child. You won't react to it because you're there on a murder, right? It's just something that you know. They'll show you a photo of your car. You won't react to it. Your brainwaves won't elevate or de-escalate, right? But then they'll show you a photo of the house where you unalive somebody, and your brain will like think, what the fuck's that doing on there? But you don't know your brain's doing it, but they register it's like a lie detector, but through your brain. Then they'll show you a photo of your dog, and then your brainwaves will go back down. Then they'll show you a photo of the person you unalived, and your brainwaves will go back up. Now, your brain shouldn't be reacting to these photos if you have no attachment to it. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy, bro. Isn't that crazy? Your brain should not be reacting the way it's reacting to these photos if you don't know anything about it, if you have no attachment, or if you don't have any acknowledgement of that person. And they believe because your brain is reacting to that you must know something. Yeah, it's crazy, eh? It could be rigged for sure. You don't know. It's crazy, yeah, bro. But they're using that as a form of a lie detector. And it's illegal to take to court. So they put all their money into something like that, but they can't use it in court. How crazy is it? Like, seriously, that's crazy.